All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vays. Today is Tuesday, August the 18th. I always have to double check what the dates are. I don't really pay attention. And sorry for the late start this morning. Ran into some technical difficulties. Zoom logged me out, and for some reason YouTube didn't register the creation of a new stream. Anyway, we are back online. Everything is fixed. And here we go. Still probably going to have the same issues until I update my computer. And let's go to screen share. Here's the chart of Bitcoin. But for now, going forward, I should probably tell that I'm going live to the people that can do Q&A for me. Okay. Going forward, I'm going to pull up this page and double check every day that it's not for sale, because here it says temporary sold out, and I'm already listed on the website to notify me the moment it goes on sale again. And I was on that arrival notice check mark before it was on sale, and I was never notified that it came on sale and it sold out probably in a day, or it never even went on sale for all I know. Could have been sold out privately. But that's the laptop, and the moment I can get it, I will. All right, now let's go to Bitcoin. And then we'll look at the markets. So yesterday when I did the video, I pointed out that we had a chance of breaking out of this ascending triangle. And a few hours later, we did. So that's why I really wanted to bring you the video yesterday as early in the morning as possible. Well, morning US time. At the moment, I should have probably delayed this video further, because right now I'm going to move this arrow backwards so I can actually see the daily candles. Right now, it's a little too early to tell whether we are going to keep going up and hit the target, or we're going to pull back to the area of the breakout. Both of them are equally likely. At this point, we can easily pull back to the $12,000 area, back test the area of the breakdown, and then go up further. We didn't do that in the prior few times. So when we broke out of the symmetric triangle, we kind of went straight up. And when we broke out of the previous ascending triangle, we also went straight up. So the bigger likelihood here is that we are going to go up, and we're not going to fully pull back to test 12,000. That does seem like the more likely path, especially in light of the fact that S&P 500 has just made a new all-time high. This should be in the cash market as well. Well, almost. Well, maybe. Yep, there it is. A new all-time high for S&P cash. Today's high was 93.18, and that line is at 93.57. So we technically did not make a new high. We missed it by about 20 or 30 cents, but we will. All right, I have to sneeze there for a second. Okay, so let's move on. So with the S&P going to new all-time high, that's good for Bitcoin. That means that people have an appetite for risk and risky assets. It also means people aren't liking the dollar very much, and I'm sure the dollar is probably down based on the upcoming or current plus upcoming money printing by the federal government. So let's go over to gold. And we can see gold is starting to go back up. Yeah, so MRI is being worked on. You will see changes. There's still some bugs we need to fix. So got the updated version of the code this morning. A few things that need to be changed. At the moment, you see 2 arrows. That should be 1 arrow, just the red, not the orange. But in this case, there should be an orange. And of course, these are the things I will be explaining once. So same thing here. This orange should not be there, but this green should. This orange should be there. Actually, no, this orange should not be there. This red should. But the orange would show up the day before so that you know that trend is potentially changing. Yeah, so there are things we still need to iron out. And once the indicator is good to go, we will, I will do a nice long full day workshop on the indicator, of course. So if not this month, then the first half of next month for sure. So that's what we're looking at. So gold's done well in the last few days. And it looks like gold will also be challenging its all-time high. And if we break this all-time high, gold will go higher. Silver will do the same. It might even break its high sooner. I still have to convert my silver into gold, but I'm not in a giant rush. The ratio so far is actually in my favor. If this ratio can come down to that 60 range, that would be beautiful. Because on the next run, I believe it's going to break this high. So I think the gold silver ratio will probably go beyond that. All right, back to Bitcoin. Daily chart. I want to look at the BitMEX funding rate. And, oh, that's not good for the bulls. The BitMEX funding rate is really, really spiking. And when it spikes, usually ends badly. But I still think we have some room and it can spike a little bit more. Now, here's the Arun. And this is what I was saying. This is why yesterday I said, man, just wait another day or two. I know this fell below 50, but the moment we break 12,000, this thing will spike back to 100%, and it did. And look at the red line, it's stuck at 0. So properly using the Arun would have gotten you in right here at like $9,000 on July 19th, and you're still in the trade if you did not get scared by this one-day drop below 50%. And I told you guys that I would not have gotten scared here based on the chart pattern we were looking at. And now it's back to, fully bullish. The MACD is not yet flipped, but give it another day or two, and it might. The ADX is in a bit of a weird position right now. So the ADX a little rough right here. This is a tough position to trade. So you may want to hold off a little bit if you're an ADX trader. But the CMF is just absolute monster. Absolute monster. I need to release these to the public. I will. Once the MRI is completed, I'm going to get back to working with the developer on creating my own custom, Arun and CMF. And because I just hate the way, first of all, I don't trust the default formulas on TradingView. They have been found to be wrong in several places. And second, I don't like their colors. I don't like their I just don't like them visually. So I'm just going to create my own ones. But the first one on the docket after MRI is created is going to be the Tone Vays SAR, known as the Tsar, TSAR. I like that name. I'm not familiar with William Alligator Indicator. I can look it up. If it's interesting, we can add it to the Tom Vays course on technical analysis, but no, I am not familiar with it. Okay, 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart broke out beautifully, and it has been pulling back. Nothing to be scared of yet. We did get a bearish price flip. Not a price flip, sorry, a bearish trend change. And in the new MRI, I wonder if this is the new MRI, because I just updated the code this morning. Yeah, so you will be able to choose your own parameters on where to put the stars. See, the stars just went away. But not all of them should have gone away. They all went away here. So there are, it's going to be very customizable. Huh, interesting. That could be a bug. Not everything should have disappeared. Wow. Whoa. Oh, no. Something is wrong. The indicator gave you an explanation point. Or I could have just found another bug. Yeah, I think I found the bug. You see, this is why we got to work these out. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we found some kind of a bug. All right, I'll look into that. All right, any questions? There's really not that much else. I'll take a look at your live chat. Please support with the affiliate page. We're gonna bring back the Bybit crew that is currently trading in their competition, and we're gonna see how they're doing. We're gonna bring on some current leaders in the competition. It's gonna last another week or so, and also we're gonna have Deribit on the show. We're gonna talk to them about what's going on and what they're doing as far as KYC is concerned now that BitMEX is going KYC. And of course, don't forget LVL. They have a referral program as well. If you join them, that's very nice. Well, let's check it out. And unlimited trading for $9 a month plus banking services. So you can go ahead and check out LVL. Do you see a bullish flag on Bitcoin? On a 4-hour chart, I do. Sure, right here, bullish flag. For those curious what the bullish flag is, if you go to Learn Trading, my free section, which I know I need to get back to and make some more edits. I was kind of in the zone to update the section, and now I'm being lazy to take it further. But it has a lot of information here. Do need to make it a little bit better. And if you go to this one here, you see that flag right there. There's the flag. So that's what Bitcoin is currently doing, the bullish flag pattern. Okay. Any other questions? Any legal leverage trading in the USA? If so, what exchange? I believe Kraken. I think Kraken has leverage trading. I think, doesn't Binance have a US arm? Though I hate Binance. I don't know if it's leveraged or not. Yeah, LVL is probably one of the best places to buy your HODL position. They are, more, they care about their consumer way more than Coinbase does. I believe they're cheaper than the Cash App. So that's a good option. So if you're looking to, say, dollar cost average, LVL is a good option. And you can have a banking services, Bitcoin banking services. Coinbase Pro. There you go. Yep. Tone, can you elaborate on your views of the BitMEX funding rate, please? What's the blue and yellow color in the indicator, and how high can it get before getting worried? Okay, so well, it can get infinitely high. So here. So one of the colors represents the spread. One of the colors represents the spread, and I believe that's the like the contango spread, right? So I believe that's the blue, and the other one represents, or I'm sorry, that could be the yellow, but that yellow went on forever. So one of the colors represents the difference in price between the futures contract and the perpetual. And the other one represents like either you get paid to take one contract or the other. So it's kind of like a betting spread. Right, yellow is the premium. Yellow is the premium index. They're always in the same direction. Like you're not going to see them in different directions. So that's why I haven't really paid attention to which one is which. They're always going to move they're always going to be in the same direction. Well, right here, they're in different directions, but when that happens, it's kind of meaningless. So what you're looking for is an extreme condition. So what this means is that the majority of the people are bullish. So you have to like almost pay a premium to be in that direction. And you can sell futures further out at a premium to the perpetual. Right, so that's what I thought. Yellow is the difference in the premium. Yellow is the difference. So that's the contango versus backwardation. I always forget which one is in which direction. So, and the blue is the funding interest. So you have to like pay a premium to be in a bullish trade right now. So you get charged more to be bullish. And so that's the blue. You get charged more to be bullish. And see, I don't trade on BitMEX, but I keep an eye on this indicator because it's a good forecaster of what's to come. Because every time it goes extreme in one direction, the price flips. And this thing usually goes up in a short bull trend, and then it crashes down, or the opposite. Like this is what happened on that March crash. And bam, we immediately reversed and just flew to the upside. And while we were rising, this was still, people were still scared, which means there's a high probability we're still rising, because the majority of the people are always wrong. Okay. Oh, it's the difference between perpetual price and market price. Okay, but that's going to be small. The perpetual price is pretty much market price. The perpetual is the market price on BitMEX. I thought that was them going against their own futures. That would be nice to see. So will we have that indicator actually somewhere? So I would still be bullish right now, but I would be very, very careful because this bullish move will come to an end soon. But I don't think it's ready to come to an end yet. It was beautiful to see this reset back to zero without a drop in the price of Bitcoin. So that was August 7th. So hold on, before I go further. So if we look at August 7th, you can see it right here. The price did not really drop all that much, but the BitMEX funding rate and the difference between the perpetual and the spot completely reset. And that's a very good sign that there's probably more upside. And now, in a perfect world, this would reset while the price consolidates. But what happens often is the price keeps going up, 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 up. That's what happened in the beginning of 2020 into February. Here is the beginning of 2020 into February. And then it creates this one-sided trade on the exchange. And then here comes the following disaster. Now, of course, COVID had a lot to do with this, but still, it probably still would have fallen quite a bit. COVID just made it worse. So what I was going to pull up was wait, that's not what I'm pulling up. BitMEX spread, but I need to change the contract. So US September of last year. So last time we were looking at this was at the financial summit. That's when we were looking at this. By the way, this is the financial summit. As of right now, Bali is supposed to open to tourism on September 11th, and I hope their policy is similar to Turkey. So Turkey is open to tourists, including U.S. tourists. And what happens is they don't even test you for COVID. They will test you for COVID at the airport if you show symptoms of COVID, or there was an incident on the airplane where there was, like, let's say, a COVID incident on the airplane, and now they're assuming that the whole airplane is quarantined, should be quarantined as it lands in Turkey. So unless there is evidence that you could have COVID, you just have to answer a questionnaire and you can leave the airport, and you basically have no restrictions. You don't need to quarantine. You don't need to do anything. That's Turkey right now. And I'm supposed to speak at a conference in Turkey in September. So hopefully Bali would use the same policy, which is not the policy of Europe, by the way. Europe's insane. I can't go to Europe. It's ridiculous. So, but Turkey I can go to. And hopefully Bali will take on the same policy, and then we can all do Bali. So here it is. You can check that out. So back to the charts. Where are we here? So this is the last time we looked at it. That's why we're looking at September 2019. So I just have to change that to September 2020. And they should have a December as well. Oh, I should drop the U. Yeah, so they have a December as well. So there's the Z. Okay, so there's your spread. And the spread is, the hell is the spread? Oh, you see, this sucks because the units are terrible. How do I? That doesn't help. Can we do percentage? Okay, that's better. Okay, cool, percentage. Oh, so we're in the negative. Okay. Interesting. No, but that's negative from the start. That's not what I'm looking for. Shit. Okay, so this becomes trickier. Well, anyway, you got to play around with it. So settings, scale. So in here, I want to see like a more, like this is giving it to me in integers, but I don't want integers. So this is the price of the perpetual divided by the price of the future. But I need to know if this is negative or positive. Anyway, I'm not going to mess around with this now, but if you're interested in trading the BitMEX spread or spread on other exchanges between the perpetual and the futures, this is what you have to pay attention to. This is what Ugly Old Goat does. And you have to calculate it yourself if TradingView doesn't do a good job. If you can't change the scale, like, well, that's 1. So this is lower than 1. So that means that the September is more expensive than the perpetual. But right here in March, the future was a lot cheaper than, so this is where you have to add the BitMEX funding rate along the bottom. So you don't need this and you don't need this. But what you do need is, I don't know which one I was using. Maybe this one? Yeah. Yeah. So there, you can see it. You can see how correlated they are. So this is where it's cheap to buy the future versus the perpetual. And here it's also cheap to buy the future versus the perpetual. But you can see how this is going higher, but this is only on the perpetual. But the future is not as cheap. So this was the better time to buy the future versus the perpetual than it is right now. Well, anyway, this has to be a specialty. Like I said, if I was trading on BitMEX, this would be something I watch every day. But I'm not trading on BitMEX. So I just vaguely pay attention to this. And every time it spikes to the upside, things reverse. Spiking to the upside again, things can reverse because there's still room to the upside here and plenty of it. That's equilibrium. And this will go up if the price of Bitcoin drops. Let's go back to BTC. So it looks like we fell, but right now we're at the same price as we were when I started this video. Maybe a little bit lower. So this could be it. That could be the pullback. Let's see what the S&P is doing. Well, the S&P dropped, not exactly 10 a.m., but a little bit earlier. Reversed. Or about gold? Gold's holding okay. Yeah, so we got that. We got the pullback, not exactly the 12,000, but close. Yeah, I think that's a very good pullback, because if I draw a line from the high here, not perfect. Even if I draw it from the high there. Okay, so let's do this. And then let's put this here. I can even use the close. Oh, that's nice. That is what we call a clean pullback. So I think that's it. I think that's the pullback. And I'm kind of optimistic here on the rest of the day. Could be totally wrong, but I now have my stop loss in place. So if I was going long, that would be my stop loss as a day trade. I like this. I'd wait for the candle to end though. I want to make sure. I'd wait for the candle to end. And if the next candle is trading up here above 12.2, that becomes a potential bullish trade for me with the stop loss below the swing low. Any questions, guys? Tone, what's the real cause of a stock price increase? How can we tell if a stock price will increase further or just top off and swing back to a low? Well, you don't know. This is what trading is. This is, I use technical analysis, and with me, whoa, look at that drop. To me, a break of an all-time high is significant. We may not be ready to break it yet. So we may pull back down to 33.30, back to the moving average like we did here, and then try one more time. Ideally, we pull back in the stock market here. And then the next time we break this, we break it from a shorter distance away from it, and then we can go up significantly. This is why I really like the gold breakout. The gold breakout was really clean, especially if I zoom out. Tyler Jenks and I were doing videos over here. We were both insanely bullish. Look how many years it took for gold to break 1375. It first hit it in 2016, and then it came close in 2017 and 2018, like 3 times. And then it tried again in 2019, and then eventually it broke in June of 2019. And once this broke, we were both very bullish on gold. And again, see here, we were trying to break this line, and then we pulled back, and then we broke it again. So I would love to see the stock market pull back to here and then try to break it. Bitcoin is still holding. Again, I wouldn't do anything this candle. I would wait for next candle. But if next candle, if this candle, whatever low this candle makes, as long as it's above 12,000, and if the next candle is trading above 12.2, I would be pretty optimistic for the rest of the day. I don't think the Turkish lira matters to Bitcoin. TA and US 30-year yield. I don't think it can fall much further. Tesla is still doing well. I don't even have the 30-year yield. Well, it's loving the MRI tops, this one and this one. So yeah, it could be something there. I don't see any triangles. Let's see how the dollar's doing. Whoa, dollar's dropping. Yeah, dollar's dropping, so people will move their dollars into other assets. Let's see how the S&P closes the day. It can still close at new all-time high. Gold pulled back a little bit more. Still in decent position. Bitcoin's pulling back more. So and like I said, I would wait till the end of this candle at least. Still pulling back. A pullback to 10,000. I am expecting a pullback to 10,000. I was just hoping it would come from 14 instead of from 12. But either way, I do anticipate a pullback to 10,000. What happens to other world fiat currencies if US dollar falls? Probably they're not going to be trusted. So good question. If US dollar falls, could be Bitcoin's turn for the next 100 years. Current versus start of bull market 2016. We talked about this on a recent podcast. Yeah, I talked about this on a recent podcast. It's got some similarities. It's got some similarities. I think we're here in this zone. Like somewhere here. I think we started this breakout. Then we get that pullback to 10,000. And then we get to have a nice rise. Maybe not as big as this one, but yeah. So if there is a comparison to 2016, I think we're somewhere in this stretch. And this stretch went up like 80%. From about 475 up to 750. But it's hard to say if the beginning of that stretch is like right here, in which case Bitcoin would almost have to double to like 16, 17,000 and then pull back hard one more time to that $10,000 to $14,000 area. But yeah, if we compare it to the 2016, I think it's this breakout here. Now, this is before the halving, by the way. This took place before the halving. This is the post-halving pullback. Now, we didn't have a post-halving pullback. Our halving was in May over here. So we never really had a pullback. Our drop came before the halving. So this pump was probably a little bit bigger than our current pump because this was fueled by the upcoming halving. We don't have the fuel of an upcoming halving. The halving already happened. But that's the closest similarity I got for you to 2016. So we're somewhere here. Might have topped already the other day, but I don't think so. I think there's a little more life in it. I think it will be a cleaner top. This is more consolidation. So that's more of a clean top. Are we headed to 300,000 eventually? I hope it'll happen by the year 2025. Eventually. I'll be happy to see a new all-time high. Someone asked earlier, what are my percentage chances that we hit new all-time high this year? I still think it's less than 50%. I still think it's like 45%. I just don't think we'll hit a new all-time high this year. Look, more than half the year is over. We're barely above 50% of the prior all-time high. So I just don't see it this year. Next year, way more likely. We talked about microstrategies on the news show, so you can go find that episode. It was last week or a week and a half ago. All right, guys, that's it for me. And thank you so much for watching. Please support with the affiliate page or the on-demand videos. Check those out. And I will see you all on the next one. Maybe there'll be a new show later today. You need to talk to Jimmy Song. All right, guys. Talk to you all on the next one. Oh, camera was off. Talk to you all on the next one. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.